I know, the Kenobi series came out a couple of years ago now, but in my opinion, the scene I'm about to analyse in this video is still worth revisiting, because if there's ever been a prime example of bad acting in a major franchise, this is it. Moses Ingram's performance as Reva during the interrogation of Leia was widely criticised at the time, but many people struggled to explain why it was so bad. Well, that's what I'm here to do. I'm living proof that not all heroes wear capes.
No capes!
The problem with her performance isn't just the lack of subtlety, it's that the entire portrayal feels hollow and forced. This scene should have been a defining moment for Reva, but instead it just exposes the shallowness of both the performance and the character. Now, to really show you why the acting in this scene is just so terrible, I'm going to be comparing it to when the Joker confronts Batman in The Dark Knight. Now, I know that's like comparing Picasso artwork to a child's finger painting, but I'm using it as an example because when you compare the two side by side, it becomes painfully clear just how bad the acting in the Kenobi series was. Firstly, let's talk about the vocal delivery, because Reva's voice is about as compelling as a half-hearted voicemail. In this scene, Reva speaks in this weirdly flat, trying too hard to be menacing tone that somehow manages to be both bland and forced at the same time. The audience is supposed to feel like Leia is in danger, but instead you just feel like Reva's impatiently waiting for her order at Starbucks. It's all just surface level intimidation with none of the emotional weight that makes a villain's voice truly memorable and terrifying. And then you've got the Joker's voice, which is completely unpredictable. He's got that whole "I'm going to destroy you" but with a smile kind of vibe going on, and the sort of vibe that makes your skin crawl. For example, take the line,
"You have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength."
Heath Ledger, in his voice, you can hear that devilish calm, almost like he's talking to an annoying child who doesn't get the joke. His vocal delivery builds tension and gives you the sense that even though he's being physically manhandled, he's still 3 steps ahead of Batman. Now let's get into the facial expressions, because to be quite honest, Reva's face could be used as a textbook example of how not to do a villain. Every line she delivers comes with the same tight-lipped scowl as if she's just bit into a lemon by accident. There's no depth and there's no emotion beneath that angry face. On the other hand, you've got Heath Ledger's Joker, who doesn't just act with his face, he commands it. There are so many tiny little details in his face that create this unsettling aura. He's slightly licking his lips and his eyes are darting around as if he's calculating his next move, as well as that ever-present grin that doesn't look like it's ever going away. Even when he's slammed into the wall by Batman, there's a perverse pleasure in his eyes, a sick glee that tells you that this man has absolutely no boundaries. Heath Ledger's Joker isn't just using his face to act, he's living in that face and it's impossible to look away. When it comes to the body language, Reva moves like she's trying to remember what the director told her 5 seconds ago. Every motion is exaggerated, forced, and frankly tiring to watch. It's all just very meh. Reva's movements scream "I'm the villain" instead of making you believe it. Whereas Heath Ledger's Joker doesn't just stand there stiff as a board like he's waiting for the script to just fall from the sky. Every movement feels calculated but chaotic at the same time. Even when he's physically restrained by Batman, there's a sense that Joker is still in control, still having fun. The Joker's body language is unpredictable, which is exactly how you want a villain to be. And lastly, I just want to touch on the presence that these characters have in their scenes. In Reva's big moment, she's just not intimidating. There's nothing about Reva that demands your attention. It's like she's a villain in a bad school play. She's there, but you're not convinced she can actually hurt anyone. Heath Ledger's Joker, however, fills the entire room with his presence and commands every scene he's in. He's completely unpredictable, constantly shifting between calm and wild, and you never know when he's about to snap. The Joker commands this scene and every other scene he's in this movie. And look, I'm not saying Moses Ingram is a terrible actor. Honestly, I have no idea because I haven't even seen any of her other work. But what I am saying is that she was horribly miscast as Reva. At the end of the day, she just wasn't intimidating, and that is a characteristic which was absolutely essential for this role. On the other hand, you've got Heath Ledger's Joker, who performs a masterclass in how to play a complex and unpredictable villain. And here's the thing, despite the Joker being on the receiving end of the interrogation, he still manages to be far more terrifying than Reva. And she's the one that was doing the interrogating. So yeah, Kenobi could have used a few more lessons in how to craft a villain who actually feels dangerous. Because if Reva were any more wooden, she'd be part of the set design. And that's the blunt truth of it.